Welcome to the podcast series Organizational Psychology Insights by CareFor EAP, where we dive into knowledge from organizational psychology to support personal development, enhance well-being, and create a healthy, happy, and highly productive workforce. I am Hoon Kun, your host. In this podcast episode, we will explore anger management and the importance of building a healthy corporate culture to counteract anger issues in the workplace while enhancing performance. We will also discuss strategies to help your company improve anger management skills within your team, thereby fostering organizational growth. Our topic is Managing Anger, the Key to Foster Organizational Growth. Research published on harvard.edu indicates that 85% of employees experience conflict in the workplace, costing businesses a staggering $359 billion annually. Furthermore, 20% of employees report that conflicts cause them to miss deadlines, while 27% leave their jobs due to unresolved workplace disputes. These findings underscore the prevalence of workplace conflicts and their severe consequences on productivity, morale, and the overall work environment. One major reason for unresolved conflicts in a workplace is the lack of effective anger management skills. Uncontrolled anger often leads to unnecessary conflicts, damaging team cohesion and fostering a negative corporate culture. The repercussions of anger can be detrimental to both employees and organizations. Specifically, number 1, deterioration of physical and mental health. Frequent outbursts and poor anger management over time negatively affect employees' physical and mental well-being. This can increase the risk of psychological disorders, hypertension, headaches, and cardiovascular diseases. Number 2 is limited problem-solving ability. When anger is not managed, it restricts employee ability to resolve issues, leading to poor decision-making and actions. For leaders, this diminishes their ability to effectively manage and support their teams. Number 3 is loss of empathy. Poor anger management makes it challenging for teams to listen calmly to each other's concerns and feelings. Thus, managing anger is also a way to foster team cohesion and create a healthy corporate culture. Number 4 is reduced access to support resources. In moments of anger, employees struggle to calmly assess problems, acknowledging their need for help and seek supportive resources. Therefore, enhancing anger management skills enables employees to utilize available support resources effectively to resolve issues. And the fifth aspect is limited opportunities for learning and personal development. During disagreements, anger can hinder employees' ability to listen and to learn from others. Mastering anger management skills allows them to broaden their perspectives and increase their growth opportunities. Sometimes, we may misunderstand anger management, believing that releasing or suppressing anger is the only way to cope with it. In reality, managing anger is not about suppressing this emotion, but expressing it appropriately. The ability to manage anger enables individuals to feel angry at the right level, at the right time, and for the right reasons. Let's explore the fascinating transformation of Microsoft under the leadership of Satya Nadella. Once known for its fierce competition and innovation, Microsoft faced significant internal challenges in the early 2010s. The company had built a strong culture of competition, both outside and within its walls. While this approach sparked innovation, it also led to frequent conflicts among teams and employees. These conflicts created divisions and hindered collaboration. Employees often found themselves in escalating personal disputes, with unresolved anger affecting productivity, team spirit, and overall morale. Unfortunately, anger management and emotional regulation were not priorities during this time, resulting in a toxic workplace. Then, in 2014, everything changed when Nadella became CEO. He quickly recognized that Microsoft's cutthroat culture wasn't sustainable in an ever-evolving tech industry. Under his leadership, Microsoft entered a new era, one that focused on emotional intelligence, empathy, collaboration, and crucially, anger management. Before Nadella's tenure, Microsoft had a reputation for being a cutthroat workplace. Employees were encouraged to outshine each other, which led to several issues. Number one is unresolved frustrations. Employees often felt unable to voice their frustrations, which resulted in stress and distraction. Number two is outbursts of anger. Those in high-pressure roles frequently erupted under stress, damaging relationships and making collaboration increasingly difficult. And finally is toxic competition. Instead of working together, teams often tried to undermine one another, leading to lost productivity and missed opportunities for innovation. When Nadella took charge, he initiated significant changes to Microsoft's culture. He highlighted the importance of understanding and managing emotions, both personally and in interaction with one another. Here are some key elements of this transformation. Number one is the growth mindset. Nadella introduced a growth mindset culture, encouraging employees to view challenges as opportunities for learning. This philosophy helped teams approach obstacles with curiosity rather than defensiveness or aggression, significantly reduce workplace anger. Number two is collaboration over competition. Nadella aimed to break down silos between teams. He promoted cooperation, emphasizing that success is about helping colleagues thrive. This shift required employees to manage their anger constructively, focusing on team accomplishments rather than individual success. By fostering teamwork, Microsoft minimized opportunities for resentment and anger to develop among the team. Number three is coaching and mentorship. Nadella encouraged a leadership style centered on coaching and mentoring. Managers learn to identify emotional stressors in their teams and assist employees in managing their feelings. By addressing these issues early, Microsoft created a culture that valued emotional well-being, preventing anger from escalating into conflict. And finally is empathy in leadership. Nadella himself exemplified empathy and emotional control. His calm demeanor and thoughtful conflict solution set a standard for everyone at Microsoft. By showing that frustration can be managed without resorting to anger, he provided a role model for employees, helping them become more resilient and collaborative. Through these initiatives, anger management became foundational to Microsoft's cultural revolution. The ability to regulate emotions, especially in high-pressure situations, enabled teams at Microsoft to be more creative, collaborative, and adaptable. The transformation of Microsoft under Nadella is a powerful example of this importance of managing anger in driving success in a competitive business environment. By building a culture where anger and frustration are managed constructively, Microsoft's success reminds us that managing anger in a workplace is not only vital for employee health, but also for the long-term success of any organization. In fact, expressing emotions is a natural human trait, but when negative emotions or anger go out of control, they can cause us to lose our composure and act thoughtlessly, leading to unwanted consequences. Experts at CareFor EAP suggest several methods to help you stay rational and prevent anger from overwhelming you. Number one is to understand the source of your emotions. Recognizing the root of your emotions will help you manage them better. Number two is take deep breaths and relax your body. When you feel angry, take a deep breath and relax your body to soothe your feelings. Number three is to pause before speaking or acting. Before you speak or act in anger, take a moment to think and control your emotions. And number 4 is engage in physical activity and meditation. These activities will help you reduce stress and enhance your ability to manage emotions. Moreover, frequently acting impulsively or losing control of anger can also be a sign of an unstable mental state, which we refer to as being ill. In this context, a model that experts at CareFor EAP use helps us practice consciously to enhance overall health and performance, which is the energy management model. According to this model, we have 4 pillars that nurture a healthy mind. Number 1 is body. Maintain physical health through proper nutrition, exercise, and rest. Number 2 is emotions. Transform uncomfortable emotions into positive feelings such as joy and gratitude. Number 3 is mind. Restructure your perception, allow yourself mental breaks, reduce confusion, and enhance clarity and focus. And number 4 is spirit. Stay connected to your core values and life purpose. We can see that the energy management model emphasizes the importance of balancing and optimizing energy in 4 aspects: body, emotions, mind, and spirit. By taking care of your physical health, transforming negative emotions, maintaining mental clarity, and connecting with your core values, each person can enhance work performance and overall well-being, minimizing the risk of stress and uncontrolled anger. So how can an organization create a corporate culture that minimizes conflict and optimizes performance? This is a question of interest for many organizations. Research shows that anger, although often seen as a negative emotional reaction, can convey valuable information to businesses if the underlying causes of employees' anger are truly understood. For example, stress is a common cause of increased anger and negative attitudes at work. Take the example of a manager, for example, who often shows frustration and uncontrolled anger toward their team. According to the ABCE psychological model, we can see that A, which is attitude, under stress, the manager may develop a more negative or rigid attitude in communication, leading to impatience or unwillingness to listen to their colleagues' opinions. This creates unnecessary internal conflicts. B stands for behavior. Stress also impacts the behavior of these managers, resulting in undesirable behaviors such as poor communication, micromanagement, or blaming employees, which intensifies conflicts. C is cognition. When stressed, cognitive responses lead to changes in how the manager perceives, assesses, and processes information. For instance, they may develop biases, negative thinking, or overthinking patterns from feedbacks from their employees, which also leads to conflict. And finally, E stands for emotion. Negative emotions associated with stress, such as frustration, sadness, anxiety, or restlessness, if unrecognized and unmanaged, increase tension and contribute to team conflicts. In reality, like other emotions, anger doesn't arise naturally, but is often triggered by environmental factors. For instance, an employee who becomes angry after receiving negative feedback from a colleague may reflect an environment that lacks psychological safety within a team. As a result, the feedback from the colleague may be perceived as a criticism or personal attack, triggering anger. Research also identifies a 3-tiered structure in the formation of anger culture in a workplace. The first level is individual anger. This anger is triggered by factors such as stress or an unhealthy interaction with a colleague. And then it becomes anger in interactions. When individual anger becomes uncontrolled, it is frequently expressed in interactions with colleagues or supervisors, leading to conflicts. And finally, it becomes a team anger culture. When conflicts happen frequently and persist, anger gradually becomes a part of the organizational culture. Employees pass on their anger to each other, and those who initially manage anger well also begin to experience it too. Observing daily conflicts affect the morale and productivity of the entire team, and the greatest risk is losing psychological safety, leading to constant fear of criticism or judgment among employees. This can harm their morale, motivation, creativity, and overall productivity. So, what should an organization do to eliminate a culture of conflict and rebuild a healthier and more supportive corporate culture? Research suggests a respect model consisting of 7 actions to help organizations build a healthy corporate culture. Step 1 is redefine and unify the organization's core values and measure team cohesion, inclusion, and respect level to make cultural change structured and consistent. Step 2 is to ensure psychological safety and encourage open sharing of thoughts and feelings. Psychological safety is the core of a healthy corporate culture. Number 3 is to promote supportive behaviors from leaders by having leaders model the organization's cultural behaviors to set an example. And step 4 is to develop HR policies and procedures to align with the new culture and change outdated policies if necessary. Step 5 involves encourage well-being through various forms such as EAP services, training on stress management and self-care skills. Step 6 is identify toxic behaviors within a team, but avoid judgment, criticism, or punishment. Understand the cause of these behaviors to help employees minimize and address undesirable behaviors. And finally, step 7 is to encourage a growth mindset by supporting employees in their career development and providing resources to improve their skills. To ensure the newly established healthy workplace culture have taken root, each employee should be able to answer 3 questions. Have I observed these behaviors from the leadership? Do I have the skills and knowledge to perform these new behaviors? And are the organization's policies and procedures supporting me in these behaviors? Managing anger is not only an individual responsibility, but also a part of a comprehensive organizational development strategy. For an organization, building a supportive and healthy corporate culture helps to reduce anger and conflict in a comprehensive way. In today's podcast episode, I believe you have realized that anger, although a natural emotion, can significantly affect workplace motivation and organizational success if not managed effectively. Managing anger is not about suppressing angry emotions, but rather expressing anger in a measured way at the right time and for the right purpose. By applying appropriate strategies to cultivate anger management skills within a team, organizations can transform anger from a source of conflict into an opportunity for growth and collaborations. This brings us to the end of today's podcast episode. I would like to sincerely thank all the businesses and organizations tuning in to our podcast. Wishing you all a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode where we will discuss the power of habits driving change in organizations.